will soon be arriving at Noda.
Hello everyone, my name is Mako. I'm born and raised in Japan. Last year, I completely fell in love with Portugal, and today I want to talk about normal everyday Portuguese things that really surprised me as a Japanese girl. Let's go. The first normal everyday Portuguese things that surprised me is the wine. Before I came to Portugal, I was never really a wine person. Well, I'm not a big drinker to begin with, so that's one of the reasons. But I guess another reason was that it was hard for me to find wine that I find tasty. And that has completely changed since I visited Portugal. I feel like in Portugal, whatever the price range is, you get pretty decent wine that tastes really good. One time I went to the supermarket to get one of those box wine that is sold for like €1 or €2 because I wanted to use it for cooking. Although I was mainly using it for cooking, I was curious about the taste, so I did a taste check and oh my god, even the box wine tastes pretty amazing. And sometimes those wines are cheaper than water, which is absolutely insane. Like that is definitely not possible in Japan. If you have a plan on visiting Japan, sadly, we don't really have the best wine. When it comes to red wine or white wine, most of the wines sold in Japan are imported anyways, and the ones made in Japan, not so great. But if you want to try something made in Japan, I highly recommend you to try plum wine. You can either drink it on the rock or you can drink it with sparkling water, which is my favorite. I think it's perfect for summer. Definitely give it a try if you're planning on visiting Japan soon. I think this is something that you've probably never thought about, but one thing that really surprised me when I visited Portugal for the first time was the trains. I saw so many trains that are filled with graffitis, and because of the graffitis, when you get on the train, you can't even see the scenery outside because the windows have paints all over. As a Japanese person, I found it kind of funny, and do they keep coming back until their painting is done? It probably takes like a month or something, no? If you know, let me know in the comment below. In Japan, I don't think I've never seen any trains that have graffitis. Although we do have those trains that we call in Japanese wrapping trains, because some companies put advertisements on the train and basically they transform the normal trains into advertisements. For example, if you are going to Universal Studios and if you get lucky, you might get one of those Nintendo Mario train. Or if you go to Disneyland, you might get one of those Disney train. I think those are really, really cute. Japanese train companies though, they take cleaning very, very seriously. I think they clean the trains every single day to make sure everything is clean and sanitized. I don't know if you should go that far, to be honest. I feel like sometimes Japan takes everything way too seriously. Even though it is one of our strengths, for certain things, maybe we can relax a little bit and we can take it easy sometimes.
We will soon be arriving at Noda station.
You might already know this, but Japan is kind of known for clean and weird toilets. As a Japanese person, one of the things that I really struggle when I travel to a different country is the toilet. And yes, I know that this is such a first world problem. But I remember when I went on a month-long Europe trip, it was such a struggle to find a decent toilet. A lot of them smelled absolutely horrible. A lot of them didn't even have toilet seats, and so you basically need to squat. Yeah, that was such a culture shock for me. Like, what do you do if you feel sick all of a sudden or something and you go to toilet and that makes you even more sick because it smells absolutely horrible? And when I visited Portugal for the first time, it was a pleasant surprise that most of the toilets here are pretty clean, even the public ones. There's no crazy smell, there's no toilet papers everywhere or anything. And they usually have toilet seats, which is a must for Japanese people like me. And I know this is such a random thing that you probably don't even think about, but for Japanese people, toilets are very important. And I really appreciate how well maintained toilets here in Portugal are. Another normal Portuguese things that really surprised me is how there are so many Japanese restaurants in the city. I mean, Portugal and Japan definitely have some history, but at the end of the day, it's really far away from each other. And when I first came here, I was so surprised that pretty much every corner there is a sushi shop or ramen shop or even more hardcore Japanese restaurants. And it kind of makes sense because both culture embrace seafood, very good access to the ocean, but I honestly didn't expect the amount of Japanese restaurants. It almost feels like it's a trend here that makes me very, very happy. And I hope this means we will have even more authentic, traditional, hardcore Japanese restaurants in the near future. Before I talk about the next point, I want to quickly thank today's sponsor, CyberGhost VPN. With over 38 million users worldwide and over 20,000 excellent reviews on Trustpilot, they offer one of the best VPNs out there, and let me tell you why CyberGhost is a great choice. VPN is essential for protecting your digital privacy. Plenty of eyes are watching you every time you go online, and even incognito mode doesn't prevent that. Your internet service provider, your school or your work's IT department, or even your Wi-Fi router at home, they can all track what you do online, and that's where CyberGhost VPN comes in. Before you browse the internet, you can simply select one of their over 100 locations worldwide, and that way you can encrypt and reroute all of your traffic through their secure servers. This way, nobody will ever know about your online activity. And that's not it. With CyberGhost VPN, you can also unlock geo-restricted games and contents from over 40 platforms like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Disney Plus. And sometimes you can even score better deals by simply virtually changing your location. This means you can watch animes or Japanese shows that you've been wanting to watch using CyberGhost VPN. It works on all major devices and OS, including Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, and you can protect 7 devices at the same time, so it's perfect to share between your friends and families as well. Editing Mako here. It has become even more necessity for me since I moved to Portugal because some of the important Japanese apps that I use, I cannot access to them unless I'm in Japan. So what I do is I use CyberGhost VPN on my phone to access to those apps. With my link in my description below, you can get their best deal ever. It's just $2.03 a month, and you can get 4 months free, so you're pretty much getting 84% off. And this is why this is one of the most affordable options on the market. They also offer 45-day money-back guarantee. I think the market standard is 30 days. I think it's a great option for someone looking for a VPN on a budget, and you can sign up from the link in my description below. Signing up from the link is gonna help this channel, and it's gonna help me create more videos like this. Another everyday normal Portuguese thing that really surprised me is the level of customer service. And plus, the tips are not required here. In Japan, I think the level of customer service is really, really high, and there is no tipping culture. So as a Japanese person, every time I go on a trip to the US or to Europe, it feels kind of weird because customer service is usually not that good, but I still need to pay quite decent amount of tips, especially in the US. When I came to Portugal for the first time, I was so surprised that everybody is quite friendly and nice, and they don't force you to pay tips. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like super against tips or anything like that, but as a tourist, I really appreciate how everyone in Portugal, you know, at a cafe or restaurants or shops, are nice to me. Another normal everyday Portuguese things that really surprised me is how there are so many squares. I have been to fair amounts of countries in Europe. I have also lived in the US, but I don't think I've ever seen this many beautiful squares in the city. And remember when I went on a trip to Tomar, editing Mako here, there is absolutely no B-rolls from the Tomar trip because my dumbass forgot my iPhone on the way to the airport. So my iPhone stayed in Japan while I was in Europe for a month. Okay, back to the video. There was this beautiful square in front of a church, and around the squares there were some cafes and bars, and there were so many old Portuguese people just hanging out. Some people had board games and they were playing board games over beer. Some people, they were just sitting on a bench talking to each other. I think those squares really put communities together, and I think it's really, really beautiful. And a lot of those people were definitely not on the phone, and that encouraged me and reminded me that I can just go to a park or a square without having any entertainments with me and just talk to people like how we used to back in time. That just reminded me how beautiful those simple things are, and because of endless entertainments available nowadays, we often forget to take time to be maybe a little bit bored and to just simply enjoy each other's companies without any distractions. Thank you so much for checking today's video. Don't forget to check out CyberGhost VPN. They're giving a special discount for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to like and subscribe so that I can see you again in the next video. Bye!